All right, what is up everyone? Welcome back to another video. Today we get two front wheel drive sports cars, the Elantra N and the Jetta GLI Autobahn. Both of these cars are very similar. They have a similar price range. They're both 2-liter turbocharged engines. They're both front wheel drive and they both have a DCT transmission. Starting off with the exterior of the Elantra N, both of these cars were actually facelifted in the past few years. This one in 2024. And yeah, the facelift was for the better of this car. I like the front end design of the new headlights. There's more airflow with this facelift as well. But yeah, we get the front red splitter, we get the performance blue paint. This is exclusive for Hyundai's N lineup and I absolutely love this. This is one of my favorite colors on any car. We get full LED headlights, no fog lights on this car, but we do get vents right there. We get the recessed Hyundai badge, it's blacked out as well. And then we got the N badge right there. All right, moving on to the side, we get more red trim along the bottom there. There is an N badge there as well. We get the 19-inch wheels that are wrapped in Pilot Sport 4S's. Plus, these wheels are made specifically for the Hyundai Elantra N. There's an HN badge on the wheel right there, which is a really cool touch. They're a bit more expensive, but yeah, I think it's really cool. But moving up here, we get the black mirror caps, also exclusive for the Hyundai N lineup. And yeah, more body lines, Pythagorean theorem going on right there. But other than that, not much to talk about on the side. All right, moving over to the back of the Elantra N now, we still get the red trim all across the car. We get the N badge, we get the full Elantra N there as well, black Hyundai badge, and we get a pretty big size wing as well. The GLI doesn't get that wing, but we'll get to the GLI after that. Full LED brake lights, but no LED turn signals or reverse lights. There's a button right here that's hidden, kinda, to open the trunk, which I kind of really liked as well. We'll move into the interior trunk space after, but yeah, for now, that is pretty much it. The backup camera is integrated into the bumper, the rear trunk as well. I lied, there's more. We got the exhaust tips. These are the biggest exhaust tips I've ever seen on a car like this. Moving to the Jetta GLI Autobahn. Starting off in the front, we get the red trim on the bottom of the bumper as well, but this car doesn't get the full wrapped red trim, just on the front. But yeah, 2025, this car was facelifted, so we get new headlight design and we get this new little thing underneath the hood right there that kind of makes the front end look a lot more aggressive than the previous generation. We got the VW badge right there, a bit more bulky than the Hyundai badge. And then we get the GLI badge right here. No fog lights as well on this car. All right, moving on to the side of the Jetta GLI Autobahn. There's no red trim on the side like the Elantra N. It just gets it on the front, but we do get 18-inch wheels with red brake calipers. I forgot to mention that on the Elantra N. The Elantra N also gets red brake calipers with the N badge on it. But yeah, moving on to the side, we get the GLI badge right there. We get the full LED turn signals, but other than that, not much to talk to. But this car is slightly longer than the Elantra N. Moving on to the back of the Jetta GLI, we don't get a spoiler or a wing like the Elantra, but we do get like an integrated little lip into the trunk. We get the GLI badge right there. In 2025, they did redesign the rear taillights, so now you get this full bar that goes all the way across. Really like that as well. Backup camera is right there, and then we get two exhaust tips. Not as big as the Elantra N. Now to the most important part of the video, the power figure of both of these cars. So under the hood of the Jetta GLI Autobahn, we get the 2-liter turbo engine that makes 228 horsepower and 258 pound-feet of torque. This thing is attached to a 7-speed DSG transmission, and yeah, you could option this with a 6-speed manual as well. All right, moving on to the Elantra N next. Under the hood, we also get a 2-liter turbo engine, but this engine makes 276 horsepower. Plus, if you press the NGB button on the inside, we'll talk about that later, this engine makes 286 horsepower, which is a significant jump from the Jetta GLI. But we get 289 pound-feet of torque as well, and we get an 8-speed DCT transmission on this car. All right, moving to the interior of the Elantra N. Key is right here. I like how they make a little Hyundai design in the key, but put the key in my pocket now. And yeah, this car does have keyless entry. Moving inside, this is a really nice place to be. All right, I'll get a little start up here. The start and stop button is right there. Can't lie, the startup does sound pretty good. Moving on, we get this full leather wrap steering wheel with a bunch of steering wheel controls. On this side, we get the audio and radio phone controls. And on this side, we get the cruise control controls. There is no adaptive cruise control on this car, which is kind of a shock to me because the Jetta GLI does get it. But anyways, moving on, we get the drive mode buttons right here. These are in performance blue as well. You can get this car in any other color, but these will still be in performance blue. And moving down here, we get the NGS button. This is what gives this car 10 more horsepower when you're trying to drive and pass someone on the road. If you're racing, 10 extra horsepower is a pretty big jump, especially considering that car behind us only has 228. So this thing has 4 drive modes. On this side, you can choose from Eco, Normal, and Sport. And when you put this car in Sport mode, the valves open up and you can actually kind of hear a sound difference. But moving over on this side, we get the full N button. So yeah, this is the ultimate performance of this car. So if you click this NGS button right here, this thing absolutely rips. So we do get paddle shifters as well on this car, and I mentioned before you could get a manual transmission as well, but the DCT on this car is very, very good. I'm not even gonna lie. Moving over here, we get this 10-inch display with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, which isn't wireless. But moving on, we get the N mode right there, which you can choose a bunch of its driving features. So if you put this back in Sport mode again with this, or let's just put it in N mode, we could choose a bunch of things right here. So everything is in Sport mode. If you click this, we go Sport Plus, suspension, put it in Sport Plus as well, transmission, like all of this is customizable. We get the G-force monitor as well. Moving down here, we get some shortcuts for the screen right here, especially navigation and other maps and stuff. That's cool. Climate control buttons right here. I really, really like that there's a lot of buttons in this car, like on the steering wheel, all down here. I really like that. But yeah, climate control, we do get a heated steering wheel, which is really, really nice. And yeah, we get heated seats as well. Moving down here, we get the gear selector with the N badge on it, if you can kind of see there. And then we have the drive mode selector. We can also change the drive modes over here as well, including the steering wheel. There's 2 ways. I don't know why it's like that, but we get the parking camera, brake camera right there. And yeah, this thing has the Bose sound system, which is pretty good, I can't lie. Other than that, that is pretty much it. And I forgot to mention, these are full bucket seats as well, and the N badge is illuminated, which is really, really cool. But yeah, moving on to the back. All right, guys, welcome Goats24EN back to the channel again. This is actually his car, so thanks for him for letting me review the car. But he's 6'2", and he's gonna show us the rear space in the car.
It's actually way more comfy and easier to get in and out of than the front. There's good headroom too.
Well, you guys heard it right there. It's easy to get into the back than the front. All right, moving on to the trunk space of the Elantra N. You can open the trunk just by clicking that right there. There's a good amount of room as well. You could fold the seats as well, but there's a cross strut bar right there that kind of blocks it off, but that does increase the rigidity of the chassis of this car. But yeah, decent amount of room. Probably could fit about 4 to 5 bodies in here, and probably more if you chop them up. All right, closing the trunk, you can't really grab onto anything. There's no grab handle or anything, so you just gotta grab it down and close it. But yeah, that is pretty much it for the interior of the Elantra N. All right, moving over to the Jetta GLI Autobahn. We got the key here as well. Pretty nice key. But yeah, I'm gonna put this thing in my pocket again because this thing does have keyless entry. You just gotta click that button right there. And yeah, the car unlocks. All right, stepping inside the Jetta GLI now. This car is a lot more comfortable than the Elantra N. Let's get a start up of this car as well. The start stop button is right there. Sounds pretty good as well, I'm not even gonna lie. On this car as well, we get a leather wrapped steering wheel as well. It is heated as well. Plus we get these haptic touch buttons on this guy. I don't know, I've heard a lot of bad things about, but like other cars that have these, I didn't really find that they were too bad. Like you do get used to them, like the heated steering wheel, it turns on, turn it off. Like the Golf 4 I drove, I really didn't mind them at all. But yeah, moving down here, we get a Jetta GLI badge right there. Not much else to talk about on the steering wheel. The Elantra N gets a way more complicated steering wheel, especially with the NGB and the N buttons. Yeah, we get a bunch of drive modes as well, including Eco, Comfort, Normal, Sport, and Custom. And yeah, even though this is a fully digital gauge cluster, it doesn't get changed by the drive modes, because like you see the little thing changing on the top, because we're in Sport mode right now. Nothing really changed. I don't know if there's another way you can change it in the screen, but yeah, that is pretty much it. Moving over to the screen here, we get wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, which is a huge thing because that car doesn't get it. That's really nice. And yeah, screen is pretty responsive, but it is kind of smaller than the Elantra, because the Elantra gets the 10-inch, this gets the 8-inch. But yeah, not a bad size at all. We get the volume knob right here. We get the tune knob right there. But yeah, moving down from there, we get more haptic touch buttons. This is kind of an interesting to mess around with. Honestly, not horrible. I don't mind it that much. We get heated and cooled seats. That is really, really cool. That car does not get cooled seats, but cooled seats on this thing, that is a really cool touch. Moving down here, we get the gear selector. As I mentioned before, obviously you could get the manual. That's the only difference between the auto and the manual, is this part right here. But yeah, no GLI badge like the Elantra N. The Elantra N gets the N badge on that thing. With the parking brake, we get the auto on-off engine right there. We got the drive mode selector right there, and we get the traction control button right there. Let's show off the backup camera. Just put this car in reverse right here. Very, very low resolution. You can see that it is one of the worst quality backup cameras I've ever seen. But yeah, honestly, not that big of a deal, especially for a car of this price range. Other than that, this car is a lot more comfortable to sit in than the Elantra N. I would way much rather daily drive this thing instead of the Elantra N. That car might be more fun to drive. We'll find out soon because the driving part is about to start. And yeah, this thing gets the Beats sound system, which is also really, really good. And the main reason this car is more comfortable than the Elantra N is the seats. These are power seats as well. That does not get power seats, and it gets memory seats and all that. Really, really cool for a car that's pretty capable of driving, and it's pretty comfortable to sit in as well. The 6'2" friend is back and is getting inside the Jetta GLI Autobahn now. So yeah, what do you think about this car?
There's more room in this car. It's longer. It's a bigger car. It's more spacious. Legroom's about the same, but knee room is better, and then headroom is, I'd say, a little bit better.
And yeah, while we're back here, gotta mention, this thing has heated rear seats, but no vents. All right, moving to the trunk space of the GLI. There's no cool button, it's just a regular one. But yeah, I think there's more room in this car, especially because this car is longer than the Elantra N. So yeah, more room, seats fold, and there's no crossbar. So like you can get plenty of things in here if you fold the seats. And yeah, closing this trunk, you do get a little place to put your hand to pull this thing down that the Elantra N does not get. And yeah, that is pretty much it for the interior of this car as well. All right, taking the GLI on a drive now. Let's put this thing in drive right now. Yeah, starting off in eco mode here, just going through these turns. Yeah, even in eco mode, you can feel the power in this car. Like, if you really wanted to go, you could go. Driving on this road, it's not the smoothest road, so we're feeling going over a couple of bumps as well, and this car is doing a pretty good job. It does have the dampening suspension, so if you put this thing in sport mode, it'll get stiffer, but in eco mode right now, it's doing a very good job. All right, turning right here, the steering wheel is super light as well, but that is enough driving in eco mode. Let's put this thing in comfort mode next. So yeah, in comfort mode, the pedal is a bit less sensitive, I would say. And yes, there is more power to be felt in this car. And yeah, I forgot to mention this car is equipped with the radar adaptive cruise control. So yeah, if there was a car in front of us and it would fall, it would actually come to a full stop if we're in the city. That is actually a pretty cool touch. The Elantra N does not get that, but we'll see. The Elantra N does get more horsepower. This is only 228. But yeah, so far, I'm really, really enjoying this, and I haven't even put this car in sport mode yet. All right, we're gonna be turning into this parking lot right here and see how this car performs in tighter spaces. But overall, right now, I'm really, really enjoying this car, especially the steering wheel. It's super light. Like, if I want to turn this, I could turn it with one hand. Just watch this. One finger, actually. Yeah, this steering wheel is super light. I could daily drive this car and not get tired at all. Yeah, this is a very livable car. If you're thinking about buying one and just daily driving it and still having some fun, because we're about to have some fun. The moment we get off this little area right here and get back on the main road, all right, that is enough driving this car in comfort mode. And let's put this GLI Autobahn in sport mode. Getting onto the main road here as well. You can already feel this car wanting to go, but giving it some gas. You can kind of feel the turbo spool up, and then this car just wants to go instantly. Just gonna give it a little bit more gas here. This thing is made to be driven in sport mode. If you're not driving this car in sport mode, man, what are you doing? We'll be going around the same corners as well and see how this thing does around corners as well. But man, I'm enjoying this. I think there's a fake sound being pumped in, but I honestly don't mind that much, because overall driving is a lot more enjoyable in Sport Plus. Yeah, this thing does really, really good around corners as well, but that is it for the drive. Next car is the Elantra N right there. right, putting the Elantra N in drive now. We're gonna start off with eco and put it in comfort for a little bit, but this car is meant to be driven in sport mode and N mode. So let's just get a quick little, let's get it out of this community right here, and then we'll go a little bit rowdy with this car. But yeah, I'm tired of driving this in eco mode already. Put this thing in sport mode. Valves open up already. Getting onto this road right here, I'm gonna give it a little bit of gas. You can feel the extra horsepower. 276 versus a 228. It is very noticeable. That is like a 50 horsepower jump, and yeah, you can feel every single extra horsepower in this car. I haven't even used the NGS button yet or put this thing in N mode. And time to put this thing in N mode. We gave the GLI some gas here as well, and we were in sport mode. So let's see how this thing does just around here. I don't even know what to say. I don't even know what to say. This car is so much quicker than the Jetta GLI. And like, it surprises you. I don't even think this thing has 276 horsepower. It feels like more. And now we're gonna try the NGS button and try to get this car. I don't even know what to expect with this NGS button. So we're gonna click it real quick right here. What in the world, man? What in the world? I've driven other cars. I've driven the M240. I've driven the BMW M440. Like, this thing competes with one of those. I'm not even gonna lie. This thing, I would cross shop this with an M340. I'm not even gonna lie. Let's brake boost this thing and let's get a little launch right here. That's 100 right there. Oh my God. Oh my God. You kind of feel the wheel hop. There's a lot of torque steer as well. But oh my God, this thing gets going so fast. And I didn't even use the NGS button right there. That was just 276 horsepower. That is unreal, man. That is unreal. And yeah, this is the moment y'all have been waiting for. Jetta GLI versus Elantra N drag race. All right, so now the cars are on a private road in Mexico, and we're gonna race them. The Jetta GLI versus the Elantra N. Let me know in the comments below which one's gonna win this one. But all right, well, that was unexpected. The GLI was a lot closer than the Elantra N. The launch was pretty good as well. The cars were pretty equal off the line. The Jetta GLI was ahead for a little bit, and then the Elantra N, the extra horsepower, caught up, and it did beat him at the end. But man, I am so impressed in this GLI. 50 less horsepower, and almost, it was neck and neck. And if I were to pick one of these cars, it would be the Jetta GLI. This thing has won me because cooled seats, a lot more features, adaptive cruise control, and yeah, in the race, neck and neck with 50 more horsepower is super duper, like, it's the most impressive thing I've seen. I was not expecting this race to be this close, and the GLI proved itself that Germans still make some really great cars. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed, make sure to hit that like button and make sure to subscribe. A lot more car reviews, a lot more car shenanigans gonna be coming up this summer. So yeah, see you guys in the next video.